Hello, it's Alex, the Bookubus. Normally I talk about horror books here, but today we're going to be talking about the TV show Pretty Little Liars: Original Sin, specifically the horror references throughout the show. I am someone who fits into the Venn diagram intersection of horror fans and PLL fans, so I felt that it was my duty to make this video. Or series of videos rather, as there are quite a lot of things to talk about, and in this one we're going to be going through everything in episode 1. Hopefully I spotted them all, but if there is anything you noticed that I didn't, feel free to let me know in the comments. And there will be spoilers, so I definitely recommend watching the show before watching this video. So let's start off with the font used for the title cards. It's very reminiscent of the one used in the Halloween 1978 poster. It's not identical, but it is very similar and definitely helps set the horror tone. And that isn't the last Halloween reference by any means, but that's okay, it is a classic. Next up, Davy in the bathtub is a reference to a scene in Stephen King's It. Similar not just with the handwritten messages in blood, but also the fact that their deaths happened after the characters received some news about something from their past they would rather forget. Tabby tells her mother she has to work late because it's Brian De Palma week. The local cinema where she works, the Orpheum, is showing Body Double and Dressed to Kill. In Imogen's bedroom at Tabby's house, the windows are like the iconic style ones in the house featured in the Amityville Horror. Tabby's mum asks Tabby to drop the spare key off at Imogen's old house. She's a realtor and will be selling it. This is an homage to Halloween from 1978, as the main character Laurie is asked by her father, a realtor, to drop the key off at the old Myers place. Imogen and Tabby walking down the street look a lot like Laurie and Annie in Halloween, with the girls carrying their books, the leaves on the ground, etc. This car, as Imogen and Tabby cross the road, is similar to the one that Michael Myers drives in Halloween. Another Halloween reference here, as Tabby drops the key off at the house while Imogen waits. We have the POV from inside the house, just like with Laurie and Tommy in Halloween. And then a figure comes into view as they leave. Dun dun dun. Tabby announces in film class that she's putting on a Jordan Peele double feature at the Orpheum, which ends up being later specified as Get Out and Us. Tabby receives a text asking, "What's your favourite scary movie?" which is a line from Scream. The response is Peeping Tom, which is a film from 1960, which was not well received on its release, but was ahead of its time and is now known as a very influential proto-slasher. This scene is another Halloween homage. Imogen sits in the same place in the classroom as Laurie, at the back next to the window. She looks out of the window to see a figure standing there creepily. Now is probably a good time to address A, who looks like a cross between Michael Myers from Halloween and Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And back to Imogen, when she looks out of the window again, the figure and the vehicle are gone. Again, just like in Halloween. Farron is cast as the Black Swan in the production of Swan Lake, which may be a nod to the film Black Swan from 2010, directed by Darren Aronofsky. Madame Giry is a character in The Phantom of the Opera, written by Gaston Leroux, which has been adapted multiple times. Farron receives a text message from someone who says they are her #1 fan, which is something Annie Wilkes says in Misery. Farron's mum's place of work is called Strode, Prescott, Ripley and Associates, so here we have references to Laurie Strode from Halloween, Sidney Prescott from Scream, and Ellen Ripley from Alien, 3 badass female characters. In the school corridor, a janitor leers at Farron. His name tag says Jason, which is a nod to slasher icon Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th franchise. We also get a Freddy janitor in a future episode. Imogen talks to the school nurse and we see a door marked with the number 237 in the background, which is the same number as the hotel room in The Shining, where some things happen. In the Orpheum, we see a Carrie poster, also a Toxic Avenger poster, and a Child's Play 2 poster. Wes is reading a Fangoria magazine. I can only assume his name is a nod to Wes Craven, director of Scream. Tabby says, "Let me guess, the 3 C's, Carpenter, Cronenberg and Craven," meaning John Carpenter, who directed Halloween, David Cronenberg, who directed The Fly, and Wes Craven, who directed Scream. Wes and Tabby chat and they touch on De Palma and Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock was a very influential film director known as the master of suspense, and Brian De Palma definitely took plenty of cues from Hitchcock. When Tabby and Wes are in Wes's car, they mention director Ari Aster and his films Midsommar and Hereditary. Another fun fact here is that Mallory Bechtel, who plays Karen and Kelly in the show, was also in Hereditary. Tabby and Wes see A, and Tabby says Fincher, Zodiac, referring to David Fincher's film about the true crime case of the Zodiac killer. So not strictly horror, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. Tabby watches the footage from the boys' locker room, which might not be a direct reference to the shower scene in Carrie, but it definitely made me think of it. Ash sends Mouse a chat request, and his handle is Ash vs Evil Dead, the name of a TV series which is part of the Evil Dead franchise, starring Bruce Campbell as Ash. Also, Ash's surname is Romero, which is a nod to the late, great George A. Romero, who is most famous for Night of the Living Dead and other films in that franchise. In the final scene of the episode, as Imogen says they should kill Karen, the song playing is Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie, director of the 2007 Halloween remake. There is also a film titled The Living Dead Girl from French film director Jean Rollin. And that is it! I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. I am working on more videos for the rest of the episodes in the show, so keep an eye out for them. Thank you ever so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!